Welcome to the 1900s, your front row seat to the stories that changed America. Today, we're turning back the clock to 1964, when a nation divided by race, injustice, and fear took one of its biggest steps toward equality. This is the story of the Civil Rights Act, what it really was, how it happened, and why it still matters. In the early 1960s, America had a serious problem. Despite being called the land of the free, not everyone had equal rights. If you were black, you might be forced to sit at the back of the bus, drink from a separate water fountain, or be denied a job just because of your skin color. For years, civil rights leaders and everyday people had been fighting back, peacefully, marching, boycotting, and putting their bodies on the line to demand justice. Names like Rosa Parks, Medgar Evers, Fannie Lou Hamer, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. became voices of the movement. But speeches weren't enough. Protests weren't enough. America needed a law, a real one that would break down segregation and end discrimination, not just in the South, but everywhere. Enter President John F. Kennedy. In 1963, he stood before the nation and said, "The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened." He called for a civil rights bill, one that would outlaw segregation in public places and stop discrimination in hiring. But just months later, tragedy struck. On November 22, 1963, Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. The nation mourned, and many feared that his civil rights bill would die with him. Then came Lyndon B. Johnson, JFK's vice president, now the man in the Oval Office, a Texan, a master of politics, and a surprising champion for civil rights. Just 5 days after taking office, Johnson made a bold promise. He would finish what Kennedy started. And in 1964, he went to work, pressuring Congress, twisting arms, and refusing to back down. But it wasn't easy. The bill faced fierce opposition, especially from Southern senators who filibustered, talked nonstop, for over 60 days to try and block it. Then, on July 2, 1964, history was made. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 into law, live on television, with Dr. King watching beside him. The law did something powerful. It banned segregation in restaurants, schools, theaters, buses, anywhere open to the public. It made it illegal to discriminate in hiring based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. And it gave the federal government the power to enforce it. The Civil Rights Act didn't fix everything overnight. It didn't stop racism or end inequality or erase hate. But it was a turning point. The moment America put its promise of liberty and justice for all into actual law. It paved the way for more change. The Voting Rights Act in 1965, the Fair Housing Act in 1968, and generations of Americans who would continue the fight for true equality. Thanks for watching the 1900s. If this story of the Civil Rights Act helped you see the power of protest, perseverance, and policy, give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who loves learning about the past to shape a better future. We'll see you next time, right here on the 1900s.